Hello, hello. So, okay, I'm going to brave this box. I've got the other pieces in the box to the side, but I couldn't fit any more on my table, on my little thing. So, what have I done? I have had a bit of a brainstorm. I'm a little bit nervous about this box, I've got to say. Because, well, yeah, some people said they had some problems with the little horsey mould. Where is the little horsey mould with bubbles and things? And I can see there are going to be some sort of, some air pockets that are going to perhaps give us some issues and things like that. I can see how that's going to be an issue. So we're going to try that. It might take some attempts, few attempts, but that's okay. That's okay. These projects don't always turn out perfect, but that's okay too, because these boxes are about having fun, trying something we would never normally try, and I would never normally try this. This would be something I'd go, oh yeah, no. So this is okay. So I've had an idea. So this is why you can see a mountain of beads. One, it gives me loads of colour options to bring into this. Two, it's something I think is going to be a little bit different, because with these moulds, with this one and the bottom one's over there, it says about, reading the thing about sort of using the gold pen and doing the relief on the outside, and I like doing things a little bit different, so I'm going to try and bring in a few more elements to it. I don't have hundreds of pounds worth of supplies, so I'm going to try and bring in the supplies that I have, and then something that, you know, if you do have this box and you've been too scared to try it, or I mean, this is last year's box, so I don't know if they still do the parts to this. I've got a little bit of fluff in there, we don't want that. But if you've got a mould like it or similar or something, let's just do something a little bit different. And let's try and bring in some elements that are perhaps not so complicated, that we can dress it up with, that anybody can do. And, you know, let's put a bit of sparkle to it. You know I like sparkle. So these are pretty. These are pretty. And this is the glitter we got. And I've had these from a previous Sophie and Toffee. So I thought those were good. And so then I tried to pick out some finer glitters that I have that may go with those. Now these are the Hemway we got, which has got a few different sizes in there. So we could put, that might be a bit finer, the colours that I thought matched that. So yeah, we're just going to go along. These are a few bigger beads. We're just going to, oh, my phone, my favourite glitter. I've also got some mica powder that is called white glitter. And I thought we'd use that in the actual, can you see that without the lights glaring terribly on it? And I thought we'd go with some of my Interference Purple Mica, which you know I love. And I thought we would bring a bit of that into it and just see if we can do some funky colours. I don't want anything too strong in these, but with a hint of colour so that we can bring some external colour to it. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, let's see how it goes, and we'll come back at the end and we'll see how we're doing. And if it looks terrible, well, we had fun trying. And if it looks good, great, it worked. Okay, let's keep going, guys. I can't even see that the resin is going down into this chamber here. Can you see here? The resin isn't even in there. The resin is halfway up the hose, but it's not going down into that. So I don't even know how I'm going to get the resin down into there, because it's don't want to go at all. So shall I push a cocktail stick all the way down to there? Let's see what happens if I push a cocktail stick all the way down. Do you go? Oh, does it go down there? It doesn't want to. Can I force them? Oh, little bits are going down, but it doesn't want to go. Okay, let's keep persevering. Let's keep seeing what we can do. I'm not 100% hopeful that this is going to be... Pink is probably not the best colour to show you, because it's not really that shows up that well. So I have spent a long time pushing and pulling, and I still have some bubbles. I still have quite a few pockets of bubbles, but that is the best that I can get it. So what I have done is I've pushed the syringe. The syringe could do with being a bit longer, to be honest. And what I've learned is, as I'm got to it nearly being full, as you push down, you're pushing the air bubbles down, and the bubbles are getting trapped into here. So what I've started to do is I've started to draw up the bubbles, and once the bubbles reached here and I've sucked out the bubbles, I've pushed back in the resin. So I've drawn out the bubbles and pushed the resin back in. That seems to have drawn out most of the bubbles from here. The bubbles still trapped in the belly, and I think there's a couple of bubbles trapped in the head. I can't get those out. So we're just going to have to go for it. We're going to have to cure. I'm going to cure for 2 minutes on each side, and we're just going to have to go for it and see how it goes. And then we'll demould and we'll see what happens. Oh, I don't think I should lie it down. I'm going to have to cure it. Stood up, then we'll lie it down and we'll see. Fingers crossed, guys. Right. Okay. I have no idea how this is going to turn out, guys. No idea whether we're going to get a decent little horsey or not. So, moment of truth, did any of it work? I have no idea. So I stuck it together with UV resin, so I'm expecting quite a bit of excess and quite a bit of cleanup. Quite how I'm going to clean up, I don't know. Right, let's see. I hope you can see. Okay, so we've got... I'm hoping that there's not... I hope it's cured. I've done it for like, say, 2 minutes on each side. I hope that's enough. I'm not expecting it to be perfect, but if it just resembles a horse, I'll be happy. And there's lots of little tiny pieces. I'm scared. Oh. Okay. I don't know whether to pull the front from the back or the back from the front. Okay, this way is coming off easier. I don't know what. It's just. Oh, okay. 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 So this is all the stuff that I stuck in there. So that worked. It kept it. Can you see? And I don't want to break anything. Oh, it's really stuck at the back. Is that because it's not cured, or is that because the details are there? I don't want to break it after all that. It's quite a lot of cleanup to do. I have no idea how I'm going to get these pieces out from each other. Do I use... I haven't got any cutters. How do we... Okay, oh, well, it's in one piece. how on earth we're going to separate it. This is going to be interesting. Does it snap apart? Oh, okay. So, but can you see? I'm hoping that's in focus for you. So we've got quite a bit. I don't want it to break after all that. I can't see any, so I don't think we've got any massive air bubbles. The belly where I thought we'd got a lot of air bubbles, we've got a couple, but it seems okay. It seems, yeah, we have got some air bubbles. We've got quite a few air bubbles in there, but because of the glitter, I think we might get wet. But I don't know how we want this to go through. The ball is there. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to get a very sharp craft knife and I'll join you back and we'll try and get these little bits off. Okay, so I'm using a sharp craft knife. Really, really watch your fingers. I'm just taking off really small pieces at a time. And as you can see here at the back, it is working. But I suggest putting it down on your work surface. I'm going to go and get my craft mat and I'm going to chip away at little pieces and then I'll come back and we'll see, because I'm not going to do it on camera because I actually need to really see what I'm doing, otherwise I'm going to chop my fingers off. So I'll come back and we'll see what it looks like. Can you see? I have finally got all of the pieces off, and that seemed to take forever. It's the same colour as my background, so I'm trying to show you on my hand. That is not easy at all. There has to be an easy way to do this, but we have a full horse. I have used my jewellery snips to get the big long pieces, and we had some chunky pieces to get off the bottom of those hooves. Then we had lots and lots of shards to get from around the outside of everything. I think I'm going to try another way for the other one, but we have a full horsey. There are, don't get me wrong, there are some little bits underneath, and you can see some specks now from my blade where I've tried to, but we can cover those, but there are no major bubbles and caverns. There are lots of little tiny bubbles, but because of the glitter, so I think putting glitter in these things hides a lot of sins. We have two horses. They're not perfect, but they're okay. The thought of doing another one does daunt me, but I'm going to give it a go. I haven't found a perfect way of doing it. I really want to paint the inside. The concept is that if I paint the inside, keep it wet and then pour the, we should eliminate the bubbles. So this time, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to paint the inside, then I'm going to tape around the outside to hold the mould in place. Pour the resin in while the inside resin that I've painted in is still wet, hoping that that eliminates the bubbles, because the problems I've had with bubbles before is because the inside of the mould is dry. But I'm not going to talk through this one. I'm just going to speed it up for you because this is getting a very long video now and a very long process. So, let's go. that was not straightforward, as none of them have been. I'm done with the horse mould. No. If this one didn't work, I'll have 2 horses because I'm fed up with it. I love Sophie and Toffee moulds, but some of them are really tricky. Just because they're so complex and so... Let me zoom you out a little bit. Right, let's see. I hope this is wet. We should be able to fix it if it hasn't. We fixed the others. But, I mean, if its legs fall up, we can still glue it back together. Okay, okay, we have somewhat of a semi-full... Oh, we have no ball. We have no ball on the top. Hang on. Just a minute. Right, let's see if we can make a ball. Let me see if I can stick some resin in and we'll stick a ball together. Hang on, because we have no ball. 1 minute. I literally just shoved some resin in the hole, stuck it back together and formed a ball. Because I didn't have a ball in it. Needs must. I can't do this horse again. We have something that looks like a ball on the end, and if it works, that's great. Okay, so be careful. The ball might not be... I'll fix it. The ball might not work. Okay, so let's see. We have... I hope that's in focus because I've got all the lights playing in my eyes. So we have, I think we have nearly all a horse. Do you know what? I don't have any, apart from the no ball, I don't have any major air pockets. Do you know what? It worked. I have no bubbles. Apart from no ball, it worked. I've still got as much cleaning up to do. But that is the best one. Apart from no ball, I have no bubbles. So if it wasn't for the ball not filling up, actually coating it in resin worked. So coating it in resin first did stop. So most of the bubbles, I think, are caused because of the dry pockets in the mould. Right, I'm going to clean this one up and then we'll finally have 3 horses. It's took 3/4 of the video just to do the horses. I'll be back. After hours and hours, we finally have 3 horses. They're not perfect, but they're okay. Out of the 3, the one I did last turned out the best. Still, they were hard work. Now I'm going to try and make them a little bit glitzy. They look pretty, but I'm going to try and glitz them up with these chunkier glitters. So let's get on and see what they come out like. Okay, finally we have 3 finished horses. I can't believe it, it's took me hours. Okay, so what I've done is I've done their little seats in some glitter. Each one has a different coloured glitter that corresponds. It doesn't stand out massively, some stands out more than others. But it's just basically to give them an extra dimension, give them an extra sparkle. And then I did their little feet, their little hooves. I don't know if you can see, in a paint that's actually metallic watercolour paint that I've actually made myself. So their little hooves are sort of slightly darker to match their seat and their little knobble on the top. So that's took up the majority of the video. Now we're going to, it's been several days, that has traumatised me. I've got glitter everywhere, paint everywhere. Now I'm going to demould these, so give me a second while I get you all in shot and we'll see how they've come out. Ah, wow. Okay. I'm loving how it turned out. It's took me, well, the videos actually took me over 2 weeks, because I've had some other stuff going on, and it has took a lot longer, and I absolutely appreciate the comments people have made and about it being tricky, but I love how it's come together in the end. And now I'm just trying to put, you know me, I like to put my own spin on it. So I have, turn it round so I can show you, I wanted to put some extra colour in, and I've got some beads which I showed you at the beginning. I've got some beads and I've picked out some colours, and what I thought, it's a bit hard to show you at this angle, but what I thought was, this is why I've put the eyelets in, if I put all the way around some beads. So what I've done is I've got these white pearl beads, and then each one, at this pink horsey I'm going to have these pink ones, then I'm going to turn around, well that's like a purpley pink, then at this horsey when I come around to this one I'm going to have these softer pink, then to hold this because it's all coming undone, then when I get to the blue horse I'm going to have these paler blue. So I'm going to have these paler blue. So the idea is have 2 sections of each colour with the white. So that is what I'm going to do now. It's a bit tricky to show you on camera the threading, so I'll show you a little bit and then I'll have to do it because it's a bit hard to show you like this, and then we'll come back and we'll see what it looks like. And we are all done. I hope you can see that because I'm going to lie it down because my camera angle is not the best. And I love it. It has been one of the trickiest boxes I've done because of the mould for the horses. You saw the pain. It is not the easiest. But also all the detailing here, I didn't pick out all the detailing because I would have gone cross-eyed, and I did, you know, it is, but I'm sure there are probably many different ways that people have done it. I haven't seen other people's, so I'm sure there are many different ways of doing it. I'll get some better photos when it's stood up because then the little beads I've done will fall down better. But I love the beadwork that I've done in it. I just thought that was a slightly different way of doing it. There's hundreds of ways that you could decorate this, and hundreds of different colour combinations, but I think it's really cute. I love how it's turned out. It isn't easy, but it's well worth it. I love it, it's sweet. And I've got a little, there's a good amount of space underneath here. I've got a little light, which I think will go, one of my little twisty lights, which I think will go nicely underneath, which I'll take some photos of. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and it's a little bit of a, well, a longer video, but there's a lot to this video. There was a lot of moulds, there's a lot of tricky bits to it. I've tried to give you as many tips and hints that I've learnt along the way But I'm sure when I go back and watch other people's videos, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I could have done that better. But that's the whole point of sharing and, you know, helping each other. So I hope you like the video, guys. I hope you like how it's turned out. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.